Today, from Empower Field at Mile High in Denver, it's a special New Year's Eve edition of the NFL on EA Sports. We'll see Teddy Bridgewater and the Denver Broncos taking on Kellen Mond and the Minnesota Vikings.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL has us at the foot of the Rockies, just west of downtown Denver at Empower Field at Mile High. Just a short time ago, sounds loud enough to reverberate across the Rockies. They're ready for football in Denver as the Broncos get set to do battle with the Minnesota Vikings. And off we go from Denver. Taken at the goal line. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. First play, and it's second down now. And, Charles, this defense, I have to imagine, kind of licking its chops when you get a chance to face a team that's lost 3 straight.
And my surprise was listening to their head coach in his weekly presser because normally...
And, right away, he lost the football. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
On 4th down, A.J. Cole comes on to punt. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. 46 yards on the boost. The coverage holds him to just 3 on the return. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. Now the first carry for Dalvin Cook. And if there was a lane there, it closed up quickly as he stopped for no gain. 2nd down. Mond now off of play action. They'll roll him out right. And he'll just get rid of it.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
Here's Mond. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete. Certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down.
Love the idea, love the concept, but you got to leave a little room on the sideline so he can fade into it when he makes the catch. That was thrown too close to it for the receiver to make a play.
They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Broncos take over, 1st down and 10. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Bridgewater. For Kinner here, it's complete. This defense for the Vikings, they were very strong last week in the win over Carolina.
Yeah, we're definitely in top form and pitched a shutout, as a matter of fact. That's the cherry on top of a great week of preparation. And you know what? These guys are eager to keep it going. So motivation this week, not an issue.
And yet again, he stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Great job by this Vikings defense. Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon. And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5.
Still 30.
manageable third down becomes a lot less manageable. 3rd and 7 after the false start. Throwing, Bridgewater. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
2 drives won't tell the story of this game, but you absolutely have to like how this defense has played thus far. They have yet to allow this offense to get on track in this one.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. This is taken around the 12. A nice punt, but a good run back as well of 13 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Vikings offense making their way back out. Now let's give you a look at the playoff picture coming into the weekend in the NFC. Well, we do know, Charles, they will be in the playoffs. They currently sit at pole position number 1, but nothing's set in stone right now. They still have to earn that top spot.
And it makes me reflect back to preseason when you and I do our tours of camps. The prevailing message in each and every one of them was what? Win the division.
Win the division.
Win the division. You know you're in the playoffs. It means something. It means a home game. It means a number of other things, but winning the division is paramount. You're right. They won't step off the gas here.
Off the play fake. Mon. Looking for Thielen, but it's intercepted. Picked up by Talanoa Hufanga. And a terrific return as he brings this one all the way back to the 30. So the interception there, and Charles, I'd imagine that's something you can maybe live with in December, but not come January.
And I love how you make the distinction there. You're talking about regular season versus the postseason, the playoffs. Because these guys, they've already clinched the playoff.
Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. Maurice Hurst in there yet again. What else is new? He continues to rewrite the record book in single-season sacks. To try again after the sack. Bridgewater. And he'll get this underneath to Singletary. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line.
Well, they use him a lot out of the backfield. He had 5 catches a week ago, and he makes another catch here for good yardage.
They had great starting position to begin the drive, but now they look up at a 3rd and 5. He's going to take a shot for the end zone. And incomplete on the deep ball.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
So they do get 3 points, but that's now 3 drives with only the 3 points, not a ratio that's going to win you many ball games.
Not at all, Brandon, and think about it this way. We all know payoff is the key, right? And wouldn't we love to have the concession on every T-shirt that's been printed in football that says finish on it? Because that's the mantra everywhere. Got to be able to finish drives, put points on the board.
Here again comes the captain of this offense, leading his crew back out there now. And he comes out on the heels of an interception he threw last time they had the ball.
Yeah, and you know, the quarterbacks that I know that are the best ones, the ones that really know how to lead their team, they tell them, that's on me. That's my bad. Let's go back out there and move ahead again, guys. We can get this done.
One good thing for him, it did only lead to 3 points and not a touchdown after that turnover.
Big thanks to the defense.
They go play action here. Mon. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's 3rd. And now following the incomplete pass, we'll get a timeout here for an injured player. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Now Mon. Oh, going for Jefferson downfield. It's caught inside the 25. Touchdown, Vikings. Justin Jefferson, his 14th touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings have taken the lead. Now for the point after. And this is up and good to make it 7-3. Scoring summary, 3-play drive, and it all culminates in a touchdown for Minnesota. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This fielded right at the goal line. And able to get this out to the 25. And Denver getting set to take the field. You know, Charles, season winding down, time to maybe look ahead to the offseason. What do you see these guys going after either in the draft or free agency?
Well, with the season that they're having, just about every position is up for grabs right now. No one is really safe, but the focal point's always the quarterback position. And he may be auditioning to try and stay with his own current team. I think he's auditioning for the rest of the league to try and find a spot because I think this team is looking for a new quarterback.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Throwing is Bridgewater. He's got his big tight end, Fant. The numbers for him from a week ago. 7 catches, 64 yards.
And he was able to haul that pass in there, but he knows he's got a tough task ahead of him. This unit in the top 5 in the NFL against the pass. He's going to have to really work hard to get open.
A first down throw for Bridgewater. And some space here. And they do finally get him, but he takes it to the 25. A huge play there for Denver.
That was awfully nice. Hit him in stride, and off he went. It was almost like the ball hitting him was like him receiving a baton, and he was running the anchor leg.
And he is going to go down. He will be sacked on the final play of this first quarter. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Another try after the first down sack. Bridgewater. That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked off by Harrison Smith. And the Vikings are going to take over here at their own 22-yard line.
And that's what we've seen from this defense all year long because they've been so good at finding ways to take the football away. And they just gave us another example right here. A strong defense, that's something you're going to need to rely on come playoff time. And this crew has got one. There's no doubt about that, Brandon.
On 1st and 10, here's Mon. Man open is Robinson. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. First down, here's the run with Cook. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
A nice performance last week. Recognized as NFC Player of the Week after going over 100 yards rushing. I just love the vision. I love the wiggle he has. But I also love the power when he ends his runs.
That's what impressed me. Yes, there was some elusiveness last week. A couple times he just ran over guys. Still fighting for more. Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 47. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. 2nd down at 5.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
Now a good job shifting right, finding his target. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line.
We talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a first down.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. 7 yards, the pickup there. 2nd down from the 8. They can get a first down by reaching the 5. From the gun, here's Mon. The quick slant caught.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Cook. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook, touchdown number 18 on the year. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Extra point by Sly is up and good. And that pushes the lead up to 11. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done. I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
2nd and 10, a very chilly day here, but no snow. And yeah, I got to say, Williams loses the football, and the Vikings pick up the football. And they're going to be set up in the red zone right around the 17-yard line. And that one quickly went from a big play for the offense, I thought he may go the distance, to a big play for the defense.
And how about the emotions for the defense on that play? It broke big. It was going to be an absolute disaster for them, and it turns out they end up with the football. I don't know that they're exactly celebrating. Definitely plenty of relief, though.
And he'll slide to a halt here, still a little shy of the first down marker. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down. Mond looks to throw. It's complete to Robinson. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. Mond going to throw it. Call that a loss of a yard. Touchdown! Justin Jefferson with touchdown number 15 on the year and 2nd of the game. And the Vikings find a way to stretch their lead. Extra point by Sly is up and good. And the lead is up to 18 now. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And it's polished off by a Viking score. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. Javonte Williams and the rest of the Bronco offense back out onto the field. And for him, it's been pretty limited involvement down on the scoreboard. Maybe time to turn to this guy.
And you know me well. Winning games to me means starting with...
We're looking for Judy, but it's intercepted. Picked off by John Johnson. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. Coming out with a jumbo package to start the drive.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half. Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
Well, they were handed great starting field position on this drive, but now they face a 3rd and 4. They run the counter with Cook. And he's going to get the first down here as he's taken down at the 22. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Mond out of the shotgun. This one brought in by Jefferson. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
And he was able to shed one tackle but could not get away from there. And they're going to speed things up here. They'll run for it with Cook. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Dalvin Cook with his 19th touchdown, his 2nd of the game. And the Vikings continue to pull away here in this first half. Extra point by Sly is up and good. And the route is on here in this first half. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. Denver's offense ready to go again. And last time, 1-play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action.
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, you get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. From the gun, Bridgewater. Looking left sideline, but it's incomplete.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
And he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively, and it likely forces a punt situation on 4th. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the 2nd quarter. Here's A.J. Cole now as he's on to punt for Denver. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Fielded just inside the 30. So a change of possession here on the punt. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game. But this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football. Because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
To throw again on 2nd down. Mond. Throwing right, and that's complete. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. They'll throw now on the final play. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down. An abbreviated halftime show as we get rolling to quarter 3. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the 2nd half of Week 17 is underway. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. And as this offense makes their way back out, NFC playoff race time, we give you a look at what's going on there. And with the final fortnight of games upon us, teams jockeying for position. Some of these games really starting to take enormous importance as they always do this time of year.
I like how you use fortnight.
Hey, you're impressed, don't you?
I am impressed. That means 2 weeks, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
That does.
But how about exactly what you're talking about? Going down the stretch, how much importance is placed on these games. Look, everyone talks about every game's important. When you get to this time of year, maybe that importance gets quadrupled. And that's where we are right now to see who can make their last run, their last push to get into the playoffs.
And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. He'll drop to throw. That's to Dalvin Cook, his running back. And down he'll go at the 25. That'll give him 8 that time. And all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down. Now back to throw. Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge. And that's good enough for a 1st down.
Well, I certainly don't want to pile on, but this defense has just not been up to the challenge in this game, and this continues as we see here. Coverage, not been very good. Soft in spots. And there's an easy throw and catch for another 1st down.
On 1st down, here's Mon. And he will find his man on the outside. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
And some room to roam now. Touchdown, Vikings! Dalvin Cook with touchdown number 20 on the year. And the Vikings offense continues to pour it on. Extra point by Sly is up and good, and that will extend this big lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. So now a look at the Broncos as they head back out there for their first possession of the 2nd half. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, wake up. Yeah. Let's get moving, guys.
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there at halftime, actually.
I mean, you think he might have turned it on us, too?
Yeah, but right now, whatever was said hasn't been working. They run it again with Williams. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32.
After watching that play result, it took me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and we asked him, so how you plan to move the ball against this defense?
He didn't really tip his hand, did he?
No, he didn't. I think it's because he really didn't have an answer. He wasn't quite sure how he was going to get it done. And that play showed us exactly why he was worried.
Yeah, this #1 defense, they can put that on their highlight reel. They have been able to stop the run all season long. Well, the passing windows are just not there, and that's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. The last time out, another touchdown, and I think there may be some empty seats around here by the time the 4th quarter comes around.
Yeah, I have to agree with you because this was just about decided. But you know who benefits from all those empty seats? You and me, trying to get to the airport.
That's
the road
true.
to be fairly clear
by
the time we have to leave the booth.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. They'll set up a throw. And a quick throw here that's complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. And quickly they get to the line. Mond to the air on 1st and 10. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting it before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
A throw over the middle, taken in, and taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40.
And if anyone thinks they're just going to tuck their horns in and pull back off the throttle a little bit, you can forget it. Even with this big 3rd quarter lead, I think this team's going to continue to take their shots downfield, and there's another completion.
And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Mond, flush to his right. And he's going to be out of bounds down around the 35-yard line. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for 3rd. They'll run it. Here's Cook. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 86 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. Going for it all. And this is incomplete. Oh, he had 6 points right in his hands, but could not hang on.
My first thought is surprise, because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
Catch is made here by Irv Smith Jr. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line.
And I'll tell you what, this offense is playing a little bit of keep away right now. They've come out here in the 3rd quarter, possessed the ball for quite a while, and they keep on converting. Nice pitch and catch there to set up the 1st and goal.
Buying time to his left. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Kellen Mond, a 10-yard touchdown run. And this Viking offense is running away with this one. Sly on for the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. A 10-play drive that time, and it was finished off with a 10-yard touchdown scamper. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. Set to take over, the Broncos offense trots back out. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting. First play of the drive, a 1st down run. Well, that sets you up for whichever way you want to go. Do you come right back and run the football again because you've got them on their heels? Or do you play chess match with them, break tendency, and go play action and go for the big shot?
That boy showing how tough he can be to bring down, just fighting his way forward to pick up 7 yards. Williams going to get it again on 2nd down. And a minimal gain here as he's up to about the 47-yard line. Give him 3 on the play, and that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard. Off the option, here's Williams. And he will have the Broncos first down, at least at first glance, as he'll spot the football just beyond the marker. They find a way to convert on 3rd and inches.
And they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. Going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Ahead of the chains now, 2nd and 2. Here's Bridgewater. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked off at the 35. The utter domination here just continues. This defense, I don't know what more we can say all around about their performance.
Well, it certainly feels in this game like maybe they're facing a Canadian defense. 12 guys on the field. It feels like there's an extra on every snap because they have really struggled to make headway through the air.
And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. This is where, 4th quarter, you got the lead, you give it to the big guy. Defensively, kind of sucks the will out of them, doesn't it? Because they don't want to tackle him right now this late in the game.
Well, you say that with accusatory tones. I mean, but you're exactly right. I know it's not something we actually want to talk about, but as a defender, 4 quarters worth of trying to bring people down, 4 quarters worth of pounding, and now late in the game, here comes that big guy coming at you, and a lot of guys are wondering whether they want to come up and make that tackle at this stage of the game.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They run the counter. It's Cook. And he's taken down inside the 30. 97 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score. Partner, I have to tell you, just one word keeps coming to mind from watching them this afternoon, and that's impressive. They have been impressive from the opening kickoff, and they haven't let up here even into the 4th quarter.
And a strange one here, a little befuddled. They're sending out the field goal unit now from the right hash, and this one just a chipping. And he pushed it. He pushed it from short distance, flying right. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. Well, they can probably live with that with this late lead in the 4th quarter. That's one of the few things that's gone wrong.
You're exactly right. This one was well in hand. That kick there was more for cosmetics, to add to their score. Not getting it, that shouldn't harm them at all.
Here's a throw out wide complete to his running back right side. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Maurice Hurst able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon. 3rd and long now after the sack, and we'll see if Bridgewater has a response. They're going to look to throw. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. Here's A.J. Cole now, standing right on his own 5-yard line. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And a fair catch taken back near about the 35, 36-yard line. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And that will come the offense as they take over. Minnesota now ready for their next possession. We find ourselves here in the midst of a one-sided affair. A lot of fill time down the stretch, Mr. Davis.
So we could talk about food because that is something that you and I both enjoy.
We share that.
We enjoy our time at the table. So maybe the best steakhouses in the city, but in all seriousness, the performances that we've seen this year, we've seen a bunch of great ones. And it's going to be hard to parse who's going to win the MVP.
Yeah, it really is.
Is it going to be a runner? Is it going to be a thrower? Can a defender finally win it this season? Those are the things that we could probably discuss.
And collectively, this is about as dominant of a performance as you could have hoped for on both sides of the football.
Might have to put it number one for what we've seen this season.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
Oh, that's got to frustrate him a little bit because they nearly got to him there, and it would have been the first sack of the game. Instead, they're able to influence the release, and they did force the incomplete pass.
39 yards on the punt, give him just 1 yard on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Denver's offense now set to go. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. Just too much to handle on the other side in this one. Bridgewater on first down. And he's got his man on the out route. And he gets it here to right around the 24 before he's out of bounds. 3 yards the gain there, second down.
People worry about throwing the out route because often it can get jumped, and that can turn into either an incompletion or an interception. But not on that one. Everything came together, and he catches it and goes over the sideline. That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
On third down, Bridgewater. Had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
Now on fourth down, on is the punt team sending this one away. So possession goes over here on the punt. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. And they just continue to roll right along, really. This has the looks of yet another victory as they hope to polish it off here in quarter number 4. They'll try and wind down some clock with Cook. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. Now the offense moving quickly to the line. On the ground, it's Cook. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play there, second down.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
So after the run for no gain, here's second and 10. Back to throw here. It's caught. Smith. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. Third down from the gun, it's Mond. Eluding the pressure right. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up fourth down. Barry on to punt as he gets this one away. 39 yards on the punt, just 2 on the return. And coming out now, the Broncos. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this fourth quarter. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Maurice Hurst, who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon. So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. They're looking at second down now as they search for a consolation score.
Bridgewater's throw into the hands of Fant.
That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down. He's been quiet today in the passing game, just his second catch.
Yeah, and people have to come up with schemes to limit him. And what a lot of teams do, they'll double him, use a linebacker underneath, a safety over the top. Sometimes they'll just take a corner, maybe their third corner if he's a bigger guy, and put him on it man-to-man to try and limit his touches. Just keep mixing it up, give him different angles, different looks, like a good boxer does. The key to any screenplay is all in the deception, and that means everyone on the offensive side of the ball. But someone gave it up because that one wasn't very well concealed. And the defense able to rally to him and hold him for just a short gain.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on fourth down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And, boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20.
That one looks like he'll throw here. Flushed out right. And give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues.
Well, there's just about a minute left in this game, and they're still taking it to the end zone. And they could have taken a knee there, but they decided to play this one all the way out. And I think their philosophy is, we're going to give you everything we've got. If we just go ahead and take a knee now, we're actually showing you disrespect that way, like taking pity on you. They're not about to do that to their opponent.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll wind up getting a couple extra yards here for his trouble and bringing it out of the end zone as he's down at the 27.
The Broncos offense now gets ready to head back onto the field.
And you see a lot of frustrated faces as they are inching closer to a 4th straight loss.
First down, Bridgewater. And he can't escape, and down he goes. Harrison Smith on the safety blitz, able to get the sack. After the sack on first down, Bridgewater. And some room to maneuver. Look at this, middle of the field, a breakaway. And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late, but he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man. Extra point from McManus is good as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
Kene Nwangwu now out of his end zone. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
And this one has gone pretty well to form. They've come in, had little problem thus far, and now they'll try to polish things off in the 4th.
And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for Minnesota,